What is going on, everybody? MrZDawgSwag here, coming to you with the YouTube Cup League. I'm really excited to be bringing this to you guys. I've been in the YouTube room on Main Showdown for probably about 5 months now. I'm kind of just getting used to the people around there. But they reached out to me and said, hey, do you wanna be in this league or whatever? And I said, yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. It's kind of a shorter league. It's only 9 weeks. It can be 10 or 11 weeks if you make the playoffs. But it's really good opportunity for me to just kind of get my name out there, especially with some of the other YouTubers in that community there. So I just figured I'd bring you these battles, just kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on. Especially since this is a actual YouTube league where most of the actual players have YouTubes, so I figured I'd record these for you guys, and you guys can leave your support down in the comment section below, and possibly I'm kind of got like a secret goal to get about 50 subscribers by the end of the summer. So if you guys can make that happen, that'd be awesome. I'll just kind of give it out to you now. If you're liking the CPBA that I'm in before and the YouTube league that I'm in now, subscribe so you don't miss out on any more league format action. And leave likes on these videos so I can keep bringing them up pretty much weekly. At this point, I'll probably have like 2 weekly, so that'll be kind of nice. But anyway, let's get into this YouTube league. So I'm just kind of going over like a little bit of the rules. Like I said before, it's a 9-week season. So kind of short, just kind of a fun little thing to do each week. 11 weeks if you make the finals. You drafted 11 mons, and it was kind of like a UCL type format where you went OU, UU, RU, and NU. So kind of an interesting little thing. The CPBA was like a GBA format based on points. But this one was a little bit different, and I kind of like the UCL a little bit better when it comes to drafting. You only have one Z. You only have one Z-mon, so you got to pick wisely. And I pretty much know who mine would have been, although pretty much all of my mons appreciate Z moves. And the other thing too is once you draft your team is final. So essentially, my team is what my team is. I can't change it at all. Nobody else can change their teams. So it kind of is nice because you can prep for people earlier if you really want to. So that's kind of nice. But anyway, we'll just get into my team and my opponent's team here for the week 1. I'm doing a post-com because, again, my audio is pretty bad. But as you can see here, I'm Carolina Chrononauts again. MrZDawgSwag here. And my first match was against blalib and the Portsmouth Pidoves. So his team was Greninja, and the Greninja had access to Battle Bond. It couldn't be Protean. It had to be either Torrent or Battle Bond. So I was really afraid of that. You got Mega Mawile, which is allowed in this league format. He's got Mew, Nidoking, Terrakion, Scizor, Shaman, Gudra, Gastrodon, Mismagius, and Slacking. So his team is very scary. The only thing is he has a decent ground weakness, and his only ground immunity was this Mismagius. He doesn't have a flying type, which is kind of weird, seeing as how he has like a really weak ground team. The only other thing here is Shaman, and as you can see here for my team, I got Magearna, Garchomp, Zapdos, Mamoswine, Alolan Muck, Mega Blastoise, Rotom Heat, Roserade, Necrozma, Licky, and Masquerain. So if you look at this one right here, if you look at this team and see what gets totally obliterated, what obliterates this team, it's pretty much this Mamoswine right here. Mamoswine just totally destroys this team. Minus the Scizor, which I would never stay in on, Mamoswine just totally annihilates him. Excuse me, I'm still a little bit sick. And another thing too that I'm really glad I got was last pickup, Masquerain. It's a really decent web setter, and I looked through his team. I'm thinking Greninja's really fast. Mew doesn't appreciate sticky webs. Nidoking doesn't like sticky webs. Terrakion doesn't like them. Shaman doesn't. Mismagius is the only thing that's not affected by sticky webs, and neither is the Slacking either. So I kind of built my team it was pretty much hyper offense. I really don't think I had much of a defensive mon, and I'll actually get into it here. Get into the battle. So as you can see here, I brought Masquerain, Mamoswine, Garchomp, Magearna, Alolan Muck, and Mega Blastoise. Mega Blastoise was 4 attacks with HP Grass for the Gastrodon, which you do see he did bring. Alolan Muck was actually Fire Blast for the Scizor and the Mawile. It actually 2-Ko's some Mawile sets, which is pretty crazy. Magearna was Assault Vest 4 attack, and I think the Muck was Assault Vest as well. Garchomp was pretty much a Tank Chomp with a little bit of speed, so I can outspeed stuff after Sticky Webs. Mamoswine was Soft Sand to hit really hard with his EQ, and Masquerain was Sticky Webs, Haze, Toxic, and U-Turn, I believe. So we'll get into the match here. We're going against blalib. And I don't know any of these people, pretty much. The only one I actually know is my week 2 match. I actually beat him in another league that I didn't record, which was pretty funny. So anyway, we'll get into it right here. I'm actually going to slow it down a little bit. He leads off with Slacking, and I'm thinking, wow, that's a bold lead. But in that case, I'm thinking to myself, I still want to get Sticky Webs up. His only means of getting rid of Sticky Webs is his Mew, and that being Defog. So I said, I want to get Sticky Webs up. This thing's intimidated. I really don't care what it does to me. I just want to get him up. So he goes for Frustration, which does a ton of damage despite being intimidated. I did have a Focus Sash anyways, but I do get my webs up, and Mew comes in right away, and I'm thinking, yeah, just go for U-Turn. I might need to set webs up a little bit later, so it was nice here to get a little bit of chip on the Mew. So I believe I decided to go right into Blastoise, because I do carry Dark Pulse on this thing. He does reveal the leftovers, and I did some calcs, and the only thing that it really did much to was like an offensive Mew. So in this case, I just fire off the Dark Pulse. I don't want to over-predict, but he does go into Gastrodon, which does kind of stink. It does like 30%, which is great, and I'm really tempted to go for the HP Grass, and I do go for it. It doesn't do quite enough to OHKO, but as you see here, he goes for Earth Power, which does literally nothing. So I'm free here to pretty much just fire off whatever I want. I don't have to do for HP Grass, so I just go for Dark Pulse in case Mismagius or something comes in. That was kind of a risky play, seeing as how like the Terrakion could have come in, but I don't think the Terrakion was coming in anyways. So next he goes into his Mawile, goes for the Intimidate. Doesn't really do anything to Blastoise. So he Mega Evolves, obviously, and I fire off a Scald, just trying to get a burn maybe, but it doesn't get the burn. And he goes for the Play Rough and does take me out. So this thing is really powerful. And it's really scary to deal with. But I do have options. I got 2 ground types already. And I just go right into Mamoswine. This was a play where I kind of messed up. I even said in my head, I want this thing at a lot of health. And I don't want this thing going for Sucker Punch. I debated going into Garchomp and like setting up rocks, or even just EQing on the Sucker Punch, but I decided not to because I figured that it would help me. It would make me lose momentum, and I figured that EQ from the Mamoswine would give me more momentum. So that was kind of a bad play on my part. He does 50% to me. I do OHKO it. But looking back on it, it really wasn't the greatest play. So he goes into Mismagius, and I'm thinking, again, I got a Alolan Muck. It's not a problem for me to go into. So I believe I just go into the Alolan Muck. But he does double, which was really good play on his part. So So the slacking is slower. He goes for frustration. It doesn't kill, which surprised me. So I go for knockoff, and it was choice banded, which I'm like, how the heck did Alolan Muck live a choice banded of frustration? So I go for poison jab because I know he's either gonna switch or stay in. He goes to go for frustration. I decided I didn't need this thing much anymore, which probably was a bad idea because looking at it, Mismagius and Mew. But I just decided to sack it off. I go for knockoff just in case Mismagius wants to come in, because I know I can outspeed this thing, as you see here. And then I just fire off an EQ to finish it up there. So, again, I'm kind of in the same position, although he's just down him on each time. So he goes into Mismagius here, and I don't want this thing, I don't want Mamoswine going down. So I go into Magearna. He goes for Shadow Ball, and it doesn't do a lot because I am AV. And I'm thinking this would have been the perfect time to go for Shift Gear. But I am Assault Vest, and I didn't have Shift Gear on this set. But I got Flash Cannon here, so I'm just trying to chip away at this Mew. He's got lefties. It's looking like he's Pidove, so just keep going for Flash Cannon. I want to get it in range of a Flirt Cannon KO, but he does go for Defog, which is really scary because of that Terrakion there. Now Terrakion can outspeed most of my team. I do go for Flirt Cannon just to ensure the KO. I get my Soul Heart back up. It does help me out a bit there. And then he goes into Terrakion. I'm thinking EQ, and I'm done. But I actually tanked the EQ, which was absolutely crazy. So I go for Flirt Cannon again, but he's Focus Sash, and in reality, I should have gone for Flash Cannon, but he does decide again just to go for the Stealth Rocks, and so Masquerain can't come in again, which I don't know if that really matters too much. It doesn't do much to the rest of my team, so I'm kind of wondering why he did that. But now I realize that it was just his setup to go for Nasty Plot, and actually this is where it was. That's where it got out of hand, and Magearna said no, and I got a crit Floor Cannon to kill Mismagius. So as you'll see here, actually, well, not that one. Goes for Stealth Rocks, and it really was a good play, because if he would have just killed me there, then he would have had nothing to set up on. So it was a really good play on his part to just go for Stealth Rocks, because Masquerain couldn't come in again. Mamoswine was low. Garchomp would have gotten KO'd by an HP Ice. So it was a really good play on his part to just Stealth Rocks. But unfortunately here, as you can see, Magearna said, "Move out the way," and just totally annihilated with this Floor Cannon here. So really good match, blalib. I really didn't deserve to win this one. I calced it, and my Mamoswine set wasn't enough to KO Mismagius with Ice Shard. So yeah, really good game there. Unfortunate hacks, which I've kind of had in the last two matches. But again, really good match, blalib. I'll link his YouTube in the description. He's a new YouTuber, so go check him out. In any case, thank you guys for watching this first week of the YouTube YouTube Draft League. So if you guys are liking this series, leave a like on the video. Go check out blalib, and we will see you, whether it's the CPBA or the YouTube Draft League, whatever it is. You need to peace out, and we'll see you later.